Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Halleck. This week, the trade war and tariffs and the effect they could very soon have on businesses here in the Adirondacks.
About 6,000 cans of craft beer are filled and shipped out every day by the 10 workers here at Paradox Brewery in North Hudson. Whether it's their own brand or the new Mountain Brew being brewed here and sold in hundreds of Stewart's shops across New York and Vermont, the growing production here comes with some uncertainty, with the Trump administration's 25% tariffs on aluminum and other goods from Canada. Devin Hamilton, who heads up operations here at Paradox, says most of their aluminum cans come from suppliers in the States, although most of them get their aluminum from Canada.
A lot of aluminum beverage cans are being made in the U.S., but my understanding is that all of these plants rely on can-grade sheet aluminum, which comes out of Canada.
However, the metal isn't the only thing Hamilton worries about.
All of our silo malted barley comes from Canada. You know, we source pretty much globally, but the vast majority by weight and by dollars of malt for us comes out of Canada. A lot of my suppliers are throwing their hands up in the air and saying, we don't know what we can charge you next year for malted barley. And we're already in the year. So we're in good shape right now. Both of our silos are filled. We filled them at the end of last year, so those should last us another 6 to 8 weeks, potentially, before we really have to worry about another buy.
Hamilton says if the prices go up, then they'll have no choice but to pass along some of that cost to their wholesale suppliers, who he says would then pass it on to customers.
Frankly, small breweries do not need this tariff fight right now. This is just making our already complex businesses harder to run. It's going to outwardly affect smaller breweries more, so it's going to affect your locals more than it is, the large regional or national brewers. It will absolutely hurt small businesses in the North Country should these tariffs get enacted, yes.
And those new costs, he says, could put things like expansion plans on hold.
Everyone's job is safe. We're not planning on any layoffs or anything like that due to the price of our raw materials. What it may do is affect our ability to grow and competitively price our products, and that is going to affect us bringing on additional help.
And Hamilton says the tariffs could really hurt some of the smaller craft breweries in the area.
We are a little bit more insulated than some other breweries are from these costs and being able to absorb them. So we've invested a lot in the technology behind our brand to try to get beer out there at the lowest price that we could. Now, we're a relatively large operation. We sell throughout the state. We're in Western Mass, we're in Eastern Pennsylvania, working on opening Connecticut right now. Those effects aren't quite as bad for us because of the technology that we have in place. But a small outfit that's maybe a 7-barrel brew pub operation or a small 10-barrel distributing brewery is going to get affected by these tariffs a hell of a lot more, because they don't have the efficiencies that we do. They're not buying with the economies of scale that we are. I'm filling up silos of malted barley that I'm buying from Canada. And my suppliers will talk to me and engage with me in dialogue and go back and forth with price on that kind of stuff. But if I was buying a couple pallets of bagged malt at a time, they'd be like, the price is the price, and this is it. And that's what's gonna really hurt the small guys who can't buy truckloads of cans, who can't buy silo fills of malted barley, who are gonna be stuck with these prices and an inability to increase their efficiencies, and they're really gonna have to pass the cost along to the consumer.